That's right. I'm looking for info on a scavenger. Goes by the name Fragment.
Fragment, you said. Chasing after another nasty one, huh? That one's especially wary of others, even for a scavenger. Only lets people he trusts near him.
I'm told you've had prior dealings with him.
That was a long time ago. At some point, I lost contact with him. Here he's still alive, though.
At some point. Think it was when he got those nasty burns?
Right on the money, Keith. You've done your research.
If you could confirm his vital signs, then surely you could triangulate his coordinates. Sell them to me.
You know I can't turn you down, but be careful out there. Fragment wasn't the type to get burned by a little match, and look what happened to him. You might just find an inferno waiting for you.
"1145 West District 12, Kaori, Karizuka. This is the place. There's data from the old world describing a surefire way to smoke out rats hiding in their holes. Bring in a terrier. Easy as that. Bureau of Justice Paranormal Disciplinary Division First Class Officer Keith Rothman reporting to the Mikado system. To carry out my current retrieval, I request a forced jamming of the power grid in the targeted area. Now, if things go to plan, then... Gotcha. So, you're a Fragment, the S-rank scavenger.
Who are you? Let me go! She's coming! I just know it! I'll be turned to ash! Again! Because of the blind spot!
Why don't we have a nice talk about Kaori Uehara? You've met her once before. Have it, you Fragment. The data wiping incident? You were the victim with severe burns. I can more or less imagine what went down. You provoked her, didn't you? And she burned you. Mirios and all.
Where is she?
I've got good news. Kaori Uehara wasn't the one who stopped the Miria around here. I pulled a few strings to lure you in. So take a deep breath, will you?
Are you with her?
Not anymore. I'm after her. Official ministry business.
You're with the ministry? Damn.
Cooperate with my investigation, Fragment. If you play nice, I might look the other way when it comes to your crimes. Right now, you're the last person to come in contact with Uehara. What'd you two talk about? How is she acting?
She knew who I was. I was her target from the start. It was my Omni-suit. She knew about it and took it from me. I was robbed. I'm a victim.
Your Omni-suit was stolen? By Uehara?
That's right. It was a Fragment original. I'll never be able to make something like that again. Hey, you're here to retrieve her, aren't you? Then maybe you could get my suit back.
Why would Uehara steal Fragment's Omnisuit? Her goal is to strengthen herself by devouring monsters, at least according to her old acquaintance, L. But Uehara...
None of your business. Not like these flames are worth a damn anyway. Your ice can't snuff out the pathetic flames smoldering inside me.
Oh. Is that it? Is that the answer? Huh? The revelation's being updated. Another victim.
Hey, what's going on?
Sorry, but I don't have time to deal with you any longer.
Huh? What the... Why is it so cold?
I appreciate the help. Good night, Fragment. What do you got?
Hey, Keith, about that thing you asked for. Just now at 4:22 p.m., someone made a post on the net with the wording you're looking for. I'm trying to get the details out of them right now.
Anything worth noting so far?
Here, I'll send you the screenshots. Before you get your hopes up, I'd wager it's just bait. The original poster isn't even using a proxy. And sent.
This is it. Give me their coordinates. You said they weren't using a proxy, right?
Yes, sir. Give me a moment. Got it. They made their post from 3209 West District 9, Kuroi Karizuka.
Appreciate it. I'll deposit your creds later. They're close by. I hope I can make it this time. Current time, 4:27 p.m. Tokyo Malwar Bureau of Justice. Revelation retrieval report, number unknown. The following actions were taken based on the revelation provided by the Mikado system. Danger designation unknown. Retrieval target Kaori Uehara. Crime unknown. Retrieval in progress by First Class Officer Keith Rothman. This way. Progress report. Current findings are listed as follows. Kaori Uehara has the ability to wipe Mirios data. She was involved in the data wiping incident in '82, and there is evidence that suggests she has stolen Fragment's Omnisuit. She also has connections to the Amasya factory and was part of an experiment there known as the Cage. According to a statement made by a Makae Senman High School student, Uehara is searching for a way to become even stronger. Based on the aforementioned facts, First Class Officer Keith Rothman concludes that the retrieval target for this case is not Kaori Uehara. Year 87, signed Keith Rothman, Bureau of Justice Paranormal Disciplinary Division. Hey, it's been a while. Last time I saw you was back in '82. 5 whole years ago, if you can believe it. Thanks to this case, I finally realized something. I didn't know a thing about you. So humor me. Let's talk. Looking solely at the facts, this is how the Ash Trail case played out. Kaori Uehara was an officer at the Mao Ward Bureau of Justice. Just like the students at Maka High, she was artificially created in an experiment conducted by the Amasha factory. However, she craved even more power. To that end, she assaulted Fragment and stole his custom-made Omni suit. This was so she could finish the task she was created for, defeating Butterfly. By doing so, she could also absorb its power into herself. She searched for Butterfly, burning the Miria she came across and evading the Ministry. It's likely she's already defeated her target. And now, here she stands with her newfound powers. If the data I've collected is reliable, then those flames you wield are enough to turn all of Tokyo into an ashen wasteland. Damage of Ministry-owned property and intent to commit treason. These crimes easily warrant eternal retribution. Those are the facts. But your truth is different, isn't it? I've found multiple pieces of evidence. First, Kaori Uehara wasn't created to imitate the powers of the outsider known as Butterfly.
We were created to imitate Dragon. Yui was created to kill Butterfly. It was a different experiment. The cage.
She was made to kill it. Most believe that outsiders are just myths, but everyone at the Ministry knows better. They're beings left behind by otherworldly invaders. Killing an outsider is fine and dandy, but something doesn't add up. Kaori Uehara was created to kill Butterfly. That's a fact. But if that's true, then her power should have been designed to counter Butterfly's.
I need only wield fire against ice, water against fire, earth against water, or metal against earth. Battle practically wins itself for me.
Uehara wields flames, which means Butterfly must possess the power of frost. Sure, she can melt Butterfly, but absorbing ice powers wouldn't make her any stronger. After all, fire and ice are polar opposites. The second piece of evidence lies in the method required to wipe data off of Mirios.
You might be able to reckon Mirios with extreme temperatures. I'm talking 10,000 degrees Celsius to melt it, or absolute zero to stop particle movement.
You need a rapid fluctuation in temperature. Uehara isn't the only one who can destroy Miria. Butterfly can also wipe Mirios' data with its ice powers. Which means Kaori Uehara isn't the only suspect in this investigation. The third piece of evidence is the most crucial one. Uehara never wanted more power in the first place.
None of your business. Not like these flames are worth a damn anyway. Your ice can't snuff out the pathetic flames smoldering inside me.
She resented the strength she was given. You never hear her boast about her own power. Becoming even stronger would be the last thing she wants. The truth of the data wiping incident, my profile of Kaori Uehara, and her real motivations create three distinct dots. So I connected them and arrived at a single, undeniable truth. Kaori Uehara's motive wasn't a hunger for greater power. It was the opposite. By absorbing Butterfly's ice powers, she hoped to extinguish her own flames. But at the end of the road, she most likely suffered defeat. And so, she was the one absorbed into Butterfly. From that point on, the person known as Kaori Uehara ceased to be. Which means Kaori Uehara isn't the real culprit behind the Ash Trail case. It's the smoke-shrouded butterfly that's possessed her body. That's the conclusion I've arrived at. I finally have all the answers. And knowing the things I know, I can't let this slide. I'm not doing this for Tokyo. This one's personal. I've always regretted it, you know. The fact that I didn't stop you that day, even if it meant taking you in. I threw myself into work to try and forget. And when I realized that was impossible, I did my best to stop thinking about it. I hit up my contacts all throughout Tokyo, but I never managed to find out where you went. But now, I've finally caught you. And I don't plan on letting you go. I won't lose you to the Ministry or Butterfly. I swear, I'll set you free. Uehara, I'll pave the way for your future.
So that is your choice. What a pity, Keith Rothman. A mystic infernal blaze. It sets alight our foes and blights, rendering them as dreams. Fire art. Scorching volley.
Uehara!
Put your fears to rest. She's still alive. I could not slay her even if I wished to. You stand at the precipice of destiny, the scales of judgment. I applaud you for making it this far. You are indeed a seeker of truth. I was correct to choose you for this case. Perhaps my one mistake was underestimating how fired up an ice whisperer like yourself could become.
Weren't you the one who told me to choose my destiny, Deacon Shinobi?
Indeed I was. And you have labored mightily to fulfill that fate. Unveiling the truth behind Kaori Uehara. That is your appointed destiny. At destiny's end, Uehara falls by your hand. You could not forgive the utter transformation of the woman for whom you once pined. That was the fate foretold by my abacus, but it appears that you still wish to save her. Unfortunately, the smoke-shrouded butterfly inside of her is not a foe to be trifled with. As a creation of the cage experiment, Kaori Uehara was fated to be chased by Butterfly for eternity. And so, she came up with a clever plan. To combat Butterfly's frost, she stole Fragment's Omni-suit and coerced Elle into giving her the key to unlock her limiters. She succeeded in obtaining the Omni-suit, but failed to acquire the key. Instead, she wrapped Elle and I into her duel with Butterfly.
Finally. That bastard's finally here. Kept me waiting long enough.
You see, she hoped that our powers combined would weaken Butterfly for her. A truly ingenious plan that would have succeeded under normal circumstances. Alas, her opponent was the Butterfly. She was defeated, and Butterfly possessed Uehara's body. And then, the two of them disappeared from sight into the shadows. My abacus calculated that Butterfly's ice and Uehara's fire had clashed with one another, creating a stalemate. Hence, the best solution was to simply leave them to their own devices. Yet, after 5 years had passed, Butterfly's strength returned. The stalemate is no longer tenable, as evidenced by the Ash Trail case. That is why the Mikado system finally passed a revelation to retrieve her. As it stands, we have no other recourse but to eliminate her. That is her destiny.
So you knew everything from the start? You're a real piece of work.
Oh, I am. But I did not hide anything from you. You did not need help, so I simply blotted out the details. Everything essential is written down in a revelation. The culprit and their sentence. Those two things are all an officer needs to complete a job. And neither the culprit nor their sentence have changed for this case.
You don't say. Well, everyone's journey has got to end somewhere. But this is your last stop, not mine. Sorry, Deacon Shinobi, or should I call you Bonsai Suzuki? This revelation's mine to fulfill, so I'm not giving it to you.
I see. I see now, Keith Rothman. From the moment you received this revelation, you plotted to challenge me.
That's right. I took on this revelation just like you wanted me to.
Keith Rothman, by the will of the 22 emblems, we, the disciples of the Order, shall meet justice wherever the revelations command it. Receive thy word. Find Kaori Uehara, former officer of the Bureau of Justice Paranormal Disciplinary Division, and eliminate her.
You ordered me to eliminate Uehara. That's when I knew we weren't gonna see eye to eye. After all, I wanted to save her.
Of course you did.
But those are just the facts. The truth is still hidden. Isn't that right, Bonsai Suzuki? Do you remember what I asked you when I was assigned this revelation? And do you remember how you answered? Why didn't you take on the case yourself? Feels like something of this magnitude should go to one of our highest-ranking officers.
The answer lies in your destiny. Fate paves our way from the cradle to the grave. But sometimes, we can forge our own paths. I want to see you change the future, Keith.
Destiny. That's the reason you assigned this revelation to me. Your actions were blatantly contradictory. If taking out Uehara was the goal, you could have easily done it yourself. But you left the case to me and watched as I floundered. That's your truth. You were testing me. You wanted to see whether or not I could uncover the answers and locate Kaori Uehara. You wanted to observe whether or not I would choose to challenge my own deacon. All of this, just so you could judge if I was worthy of being entrusted with an even deeper truth. I even know what you're gonna say next. If you wish to save Kaori Uehara, then you must first defeat me, Deacon Shinobi.
Correct again. Such a shame, Keith. You came close, but you'll go no further. For you will not be able to overcome my final trial. This trial is brutally unfair and laughably unjust. Even if you were to wager your entire being, you would still fall short. It's not because I am strong, and neither is it because you are weak. I cannot lose. It is predestined. Yet, if you still wish to try, then by all means, place your bets on an impossible gamble, Keith Rothman. Only then can you exceed your digitally forged destiny.
I couldn't care less about this destiny you're raving about, because I made up my mind back then. The future we find ourselves in now, it was written on her face.
This city feels cold.
Uehara. Kaori Uehara. If saving Uehara means becoming an enemy of Tokyo, then so be it. This isn't a story about defying destiny. It's not about taking you down. It's just a stupid story of unrequited love. And you, Deacon Shinobi, are not a part of our story.